Good evening and a warm welcome to the State of Business on Art Television. I'm Nishani Pigera. First, let's take a look at tonight's headlines. Hambantota Port Agreement to be signed on Saturday. And 12-member governing board appointed for Neville Fernando Hospital. In tonight's main story, Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne revealed that the Hambantota Port Agreement will be signed this Saturday. Addressing the weekly cabinet briefing, the co-cabinet spokesperson said, under the new agreement, a new company named Hambantota International Port Services will be formed with a capital of $606 million. 50.7% shares of the new firm will be owned by the Sri Lanka Ports Authority and the rest will be owned by China Merchant Port Holdings Company.
It was revealed here that another company named Hambantota International Port Group will also be formed with a capital of $794 million, of which 85% will be owned by the Chinese firm and the remaining 15% will be owned by the SLPA. Accordingly, instead of 80 to 20 share distribution suggested in the initial agreement, the shares of overall investment will be revised to 69.55% to 30.45% for China merchants and the SLPA respectively. The lands will be given only to the newly established two companies on a lease basis, and their shares will be allowed to be purchased by SLPA on agreed terms either after 70 years or 80 years. After 99 years, all the shares will be transferred to the SLPA at a rate of $1 per share.
අපේ නීතිපතිතුමා දන්නවලා තියෙනවා මේ අපි ගහන මේවේක ගිවිසුම සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම රටේ නීතියට වළංගුයි කියලා. ඉදිරියට අත්සන් කරනවා දැනට සාමාන්‍ය තේරෙන සෙනසුරාදා. අද ඒක ඉදිරිපත් කරන පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ඒ ගිවිසුම සිකුරාදාට අපිම ලබා දෙනවා විවාදයක්. ඒකට සෙනසුරාදාට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන අත්සන් කරන්න. වෘත්ති සමිතියකට ඕන විදියට රටක් පාලනය කරන්නේ නැහනේ. හම්බන්තොට වරාය දෙනවද කියන එක තීන්දුව කරන්නේ කැබිනට් එක. ඉන්දියානු ඔයිල් ටැංකිය තීන්දුව කරන්නේ කැබිනට් එක. ඊට පස්සේ සාකච්ඡා කරන්නේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව. ඒවට තමයි ඒවපත් කළ තියෙන්නේ.
The Ministry of Health will appoint a board of governors to run the functions at the Neville Fernando Teaching Hospital. The proposal has been ratified by the Cabinet. The new board will be effective from the 1st of August and the chairman is Dr. Ajith Mendis, who was a former Director General of Health Services. The board of governors includes 12 professionals. The Ministry of Health will provide an allocation of 200 million rupees for the operational requirements of the hospital.
විදායක අධ්‍යක්ෂකවරයා විදියට දැම්මා මේ අපේ ડોક્ટર නිකෝ ජයසේකර මේ කියන්නේ නාවික හමුදාවේ හිටපු අධ්‍යක්ෂක ජෙනරාල්වරයා අනිත් අය ඉතින් මේ කියන්නේ ප්‍රොෆෙසෝරියල් යුනිට් 4ක ප්‍රධාන ප්‍රොෆෙසෝරියල් යුනිට් 4 ඒකෙන් එනවා මහාචාර්යවරයා හවුරුයි එහුගේ නියෝජිතයෙක් ඒකම අධ්‍යක්ෂක ජෙනරාල්වරයා එනවා මේකට සයිටම් එකේ ඩීන් එනවා. මොකද මේක සයිටම් එකේ ටීචින් හොස්පිටල් එකක් බවට පත් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට විශේෂ සමාජයේ විශේෂ පුද්ගලෙක් වශයෙන් පත් වුණ එක්කෙනා මහාචාර්ය සරත් විජේසූරිය.
In more news tonight, Deputy Minister Harsha De Silva says the central bank has decided to introduce a new primary insurance system for treasury bonds in order to improve the transparency of the system. The new mechanism will be implemented from tomorrow. Its first phase will be a competitive auction and the second phase is a non-competitive auction. The Deputy Minister said that the third phase is a mandatory auction.
We don't want to deviate. We want to maintain a market-determined interest rate. We are not moving away from that. All what we are saying is that as much as possible, we will take from the phase 1 of this process, correct? But in order to have some leeway in an extreme case where the government would like to manage it to some extent, currently we have no instrument in this system. So what we did is we looked at so many countries around the world and we looked at how they bring that ability to manage, and then we decided that we will go for this, right? So it is only in the extreme case we will have to allocate on a mandatory basis, right? And we have anyway said a minimum of 60% will have to be taken.
Do stay with us for more news on the other side of this break. Welcome back. You're watching The State of Business. The National Chamber of Exporters is calling for applications for its flagship annual export awards to be held in September. More details were disclosed at a media conference in Colombo last evening.
The National Chamber of Exporters said their main aim is to promote good practices amongst local manufacturers. The participating companies should present their stories before an eminent panel.
Now, this award is not limited only to our export members, our chamber members, but to all exporters. And what is important is, like in the Olympics, we say it is the participation and not the winning. So the award scheme has been designed to look into various aspects of the value chain for exports, so that ultimately our exports become sustainable in the global marketplace and competitive. So more than winning, or whoever participates will come off with a learning experience and improve their businesses and go back with better processes. So we are supported by a very eminent panel of judges.
Let's take a look at how the Colombo stocks performed today after this short break. Welcome back to the show. Trading at the Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The oil share price index gained 6.71 points to close at 6,669.05, and the S&P SL 20 index gained 8.67 points to close the session at 3,830.56. Turnover was 318.9 million rupees and 22.1 million shares were traded. And now let's take a look at the day's foreign exchange rates. And that's all the news we have for you tonight. Do join us tomorrow at the same time. Until then, thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening.